This is Leon, and I'm going to talk about words. Excuse me. Because I realize that words make up the essence of who we have become within this world. Because if I look at, for instance, a word such as scheduling, okay? Now, if I look up this word scheduling in the dictionary, okay, I'm in the process of looking it up here. Schedule. Okay. Schedule. It is to plan something at a certain time. Okay. So the doing of scheduling is to plan something at a given time. And the point of scheduling is basically the structure of scheduling is basically a written or printed list of things and the times when they will be done. Okay. So how I define this word schedule in my mind is based on a reaction rather than an action, a doing from the starting point of doing it without any reactions to what I'm doing. So if I plan something, a good definition, a good stable definition is basically scripting myself. And within that scripting that is done in written format, usually, then what proceeds is the doing of that scripting. The scripting point should be a point where one is putting one's essence into what one is writing about, because that essence will be transferred into a doingness, a doing at a later time. And so here we have scheduling, which is putting our beingness, our essence into what we set for ourselves to do for the particular hour, the particular day, or the particular week. And within that beingness and that essence, it is then lived out in physical reality at a later point in time. So actually, the scheduling that is done usually in written format is supposed to be a decision, and that decision is already based on is based on a blueprint that will be executed at a particular time in the future. Now, here's how I, as the mind, define scheduling. I define it as an obligation instead of a doing, instead of an expression, instead of a creation. I defined it as an obligation, And so with this obligation, what happens is that instead of scheduling being an expression, it becomes a reaction. And so instead of scheduling as an expression of myself, scheduling becomes something that I have to do or that I must do in order to meet the criteria, which thus limits scheduling to time and to me and to time and basically obligation. Because when I am equal to scheduling, which means that when I put myself, my essence, my beingness into scheduling, I'm not doing it from the starting point of that I must do it or that I have to do it based on this specific time, but it is me making a decision to act out a plan that I set for myself in a particular time of the day, but it's not the time that is the reason why I'm doing it. It is the reason that I'm doing it is because of me, and it is my decision. And I found this time to be the most appropriate position in the time of the day or the hour to do it. But it is not because of an overwhelmingness of having to do it because of time, you know. But I've made that an overwhelmingness, and I've made that within myself an obligation because of me being separate from the word scheduling, because of me reacting to the word scheduling. And what I mean by separate from, I am not, basically I am, my essence, my beingness is not a part of that scheduling. And so it is a point where basically I can redefine scheduling from it being an obligation, something that I have to do because it has to be done, to scheduling being something that is a blueprint of something that I made the decision to do within myself, a voice within myself that I will do this, or that I am going to do this in this allotted time, because I see this time as the most appropriate position to act out what I set for myself to do. And so that is how, and so then thus scheduling becomes an expression. It becomes fun. It becomes more than just an obligation. It becomes a part of myself. It becomes a decision. And so that's all that I have there about words and how words are an extension of who we are, and that extension of who depends on how we define the word within ourselves, through reactions or through plan of actions. All right, thank you.